Amity Humanity Foundation, and ASFD, principals of all Amity schools, and all the esteemed dignitaries to this event. With the blessings of our visionary founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, and Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan ma'am, I, Zoya Negi,
And I, Arvi Chauhan,
feel privileged and honored to extend a warm welcome to everyone to the 19th chapter of Young Researchers of Natural Sciences. Guided by the principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. Virons brings together young innovators to think beyond boundaries and work towards a sustainable future for all.
today, as we gather under the inspiring theme, Green Innovations, Natural Sciences for a Better World, we celebrate not just scientific inquiry, but responsible innovation. Innovation that nurtures, sustains, and protects our planet.
It is my privilege to invite an inspiring educationist and a proud national awardee whose dedication to excellence continues to shape young minds with purpose and passion. May I now request our respected Director Principal, Mrs. Renu Singh ma'am, to kindly welcome the gathering.
I'll request Jyoti please to receive ma'am. Ma'am is Science is not just a body of knowledge. It's a way of thinking that turns doubt into discovery. A very good morning to respected Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan. We are expecting respected Pooja ma'am, venerated dignitaries, distinguished Amity principals, esteemed advisors, dear students. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. It's a matter of immense pride for Amity Noida to host the 19th chapter of Young Researchers of Natural Science. At Amity, the visionary philosophy of our venerated founder president sir and respected chairperson ma'am has always emphasized value-based education, research-driven learning, and nurturing young minds to become responsible global citizens. It's our proud privilege to welcome our respected chairperson. She's on her way and she can be in any time now. With unflinching resolve and innovative mindset of our respected chairperson, ma'am, nurturing science is a way of life at Amity schools, where curiosity is encouraged, innovation is celebrated, and young minds are empowered to explore, questions, and discover. We are very, very happy to have all of you here today. It's my honor to warmly welcome our distinguished chief guest. We are very lucky to have two people with us, Dr. Mariana Ado, Director, List Institute, who exemplifies the spirit of international collaboration and cultural diplomacy. Your gracious presence adds immense value to our system. I'm very grateful to Neha Raghavji, Director of Education at WWF, Mr. Ran Butista, Third Secretary and Vice Counsel, Head Public Diplomacy, Embassy of the Philippines in India. We have Mr. R.M. Agarwal, our own. Sir, thank you so much. Former Ambassador and Additional Director General at Amity University. Sir, you're welcome. Mr. Ken Yano, Ravi Singh ji, thank you so much for being with us. Yes, I was Ken Yano, Japanese Language Advisor, Japan Foundation, faculty members of South Korea, Hungary, Germany, Russia, and France. Director, AERC, Jyoti ji, and all my Amity family members. Thank you very much for sparing your time. You all know how Amities are involved in science programs. We have got NASA, we have got Vasudha. So I'm very grateful to respected chairperson ma'am for giving this platform to all of us. Thank you, Ravi ji. Thank you all who are present here to grace the occasion. Thank you so much.
We would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this event with your presence.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Aryav Sharma. Let us invoke divine blessings and mark the auspicious beginning of today's program. May I request Honorable Chairperson Ma'am and esteemed guests to kindly proceed for the lamp lighting ceremony accompanied by the chanting of the Gayatri Mantra.
ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति ॐ शान्ति ॐ शान्ति
Hello. 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 Hello.
To set the tone for this enriching journey, we now request the talented students of Amitasha, a special school for the less privileged girl child, envisioned by respected Chairperson Ma'am, to present a soulful welcome song.
आप यहाँ मेरे हैं सबके मन का गीत बनकर आप यहाँ बनते हैं फूलों की खुशबू साथ में लेकर आप यहाँ आए हैं सबके मन का गीत बनकर आप यहाँ पधारे हैं स्वागतम है आपका स्वागतम है आपका स्वागतम है आपका स्वागतम है आपका झूम के आई बहारे कैसा मौसम रंग लाया
This is a soulful welcome song for all of you because you all truly make this event memorable. Thank you so much. We would also like to take a moment to welcome respected Mrs. Pooja Chauhan ma'am, Chairperson, Amity Humanity Foundation and Amity School of Film and Drama. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this event with your presence.
May I request respected Jyoti Arora ma'am, Director of Amity Education Resource Center, to share the vision and mission of Honorable Chairperson ma'am.
With your permission, ma'am. Honorable Chairperson, ma'am, distinguished guests, and my Amity family. The 19th edition of Virons, the Young Researchers of Natural Sciences, and the 7th Nurturing Leadership Program marks not just continuity, but a beautiful evolution, a festival of ideas, friendships, cultures, and possibilities. We fondly remember and miss Mr. Istvan Sandor, the founder of Virons, Hungarian science teacher, and thank him envisioning this remarkable platform that continues to connect young minds across the world. I also welcome all the dignitaries and the Virons school partner schools who are watching us online from Croatia, Philippines, Russia, and so many others. From Hungary, Germany, Russia, France, South Korea, Japan, Croatia, Philippines, and India. Each one of you brings a piece into the world, into this shared place. And yet together, we feel like one family. And that feeling of home is not accidental. It is a vision of our chairperson, ma'am, rooted in the timeless Indian ethos of Vasudev Kutumbaka. The world is one family. It was this profound vision that led to the creation of the Amity Educational Resource Center in 2002, which is a global gateway for ideas, innovation, and international collaborations. We are deeply honored to be joined by eminent dignitaries. Your presence reflects the very spirit of Virons, where knowledge meets diplomacy, environment meets education, and culture meets collaboration. At a time when the world is witnessing conflict, when bridges are breaking, and even schools are not spared, Amity stands apart. Where the world may close doors, Amity opens them. Where divisions may rise, Amity builds bridges of trust, learning, and of humanity. The integration of Nurturing Leadership Program into the Virons reflects respected chairpersons, ma'am's deeper mission, not just to nurture scientific minds, but to create global citizens. And it is this spirit that each one of you has felt. As Oksana from Russia said, Amity is my home. And Miss Elizabeth King from South Korea shared, ma'am's personal connection at the high tea with each individual makes this journey truly remarkable. And as Mr. Frederick Rossels from France expressed yesterday, Chairperson ma'am is the hope of the world, spreading light, peace, love, and faith. With this vision of guiding light, Virons has truly become a global festival, not just of science, but of humanity. With immense warmth, we wish you all a deeply enriching journey with the timeless wisdom of the quote from Bhagavad Gita, selected by our chairperson, ma'am, which she made the tagline of AIMUN 2024. Ma'am, I may not be able to pronounce it properly. You will be able to pronounce it. She said, Udair Atma Atmanam, Natmanam Vasadetya, which means elevate yourself through your own efforts. Do not let yourself fall. As you can be your best friend and you can be your worst enemy. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that enlightening perspective. Before we proceed further, let us take a moment to reflect on the remarkable journey of innovation and learning. We now present a short movie showcasing the journey of Virons and NLP, Nurturing Leadership Program, highlighting milestones, achievements, and the spirit of young researchers.
Thank you so much for that brilliant movie. Let us now watch some short anecdotes from scholarship students from Hungary and Germany.
Hi everyone, my name is Camilla, or Mera naam Camilla hai, and in 2019 I attended the Amity School in Saket, Delhi for about 3 weeks under the Nurturing Leadership Program with Amity. One of the biggest highlights of my trip was the hospitality that I experienced during my time in India. So from the moment that I landed in Delhi airport to the moment that I left, I always felt incredibly welcomed there. Everyone was super friendly, and I never felt out of place even for a second while I was on the trip. The biggest impact of the Nurturing Leadership program for me was the opportunity to partake in cultural exchange. So I could share a little bit about my home country of Hungary, while I also got to learn just so much about India and its wonderful cultural diversity. I learned about traditional dances and traditional art from different states, and it was truly an amazing experience to see the cultural diversity of the country.
Hello, my name is Fabian Geisen. I had the incredible opportunity to participate in the Nurturing Leadership program at the School of Pushp Vihar in Delhi in autumn 2019. Currently, I'm enrolled in master's degrees in industrial engineering and management at the Karlsruhe Institute for Technology. Yeah, looking back, that experience was a pivotal moment in my personal development. From the very beginning, I felt deeply welcomed by both my host family and the organizers of at Amity. The program provided me with profound insights into Indian culture, from vibrant festivities to religious traditions and the unique learning processes of students. Two experiences I would say stand out in particular as my highlights, I would say. The trip to Agra, where I could see the magnificent Taj Mahal. It was really mind-blowing for me. And second, the participation in IMOON, where I participated in the Model United Nations, and it allowed me to sharpen my communication skills and my debating skills while discussing pressing global issues with other brilliant peers from all over the world.
Hello everyone, my name is Mo Egner and I'm sending my best regards here from Witten, Germany. I am an alumnus of the Nikolaus von Kues Gymnasium in Bernkastel-Kues and a current student of politics, philosophy and economics here at the University of Witten. It's a real honor for me to speak for all the German students who went to India in spring 23 and give some reflections about the trip we had. Looking back to the time in India, the first thing that comes to mind is incredible and amazing hospitality. My host family treated me so much like a member of their own family. We shared so many great conversations and, of course, the most amazing food. The trips to Delhi, Agra and Jaipur, they were perfectly organized and gave me a very deep insight into the heart of Indian culture. And they were definitely a major highlight of the whole experience. But a very special moment for me was to briefly teach a German class, and seeing the enthusiasm of the Amitabh students learning my mother tongue and seeing their actually impressive German skills was very moving, and I still haven't forget that. The NLP is such an important bridge for young people to look beyond their own horizon.
We would now like to call upon the dais the distinguished guests, Dr. Marianne Erdo, Director of the Lists Institute, Mr. Ravi Singh, ex officio trustee, Secretary General, CEO, WWF India, Mr. Ron Bautista, Third Secretary and Vice Consul, Head of Public Diplomacy, and Mr. Ken Yano, Japanese Language Advisor. We also invite on stage Honorable Chairperson Ma'am, respected Director Principal Ma'am, respected Pooja Chauhan Ma'am, and respected Jyoti Arora Ma'am. Respected Chairperson Ma'am, we kindly request you to do the honors. We now invite a distinguished luminary, Mrs. Pooja Chauhan Ma'am, Chairperson, Amity Humanity Foundation and ASFD, to kindly receive our token of respect. Chairperson Ma'am, we kindly request you to do the honors. We would like to request Reenu Ma'am to welcome an eminent visionary and a dedicated philanthropist and a distinguished advocate of value-based education. May I request Honorable Chairperson Ma'am to kindly receive a token of gratitude. We now invite a distinguished luminary, Mrs. Pooja Chauhan Ma'am, Chairperson, Amity Humanity Foundation and ASFD, to kindly receive our token of respect.
I now request Mr. Ravi Singh, CEO of WWF India, to receive a token of our appreciation.
We would also like to invite Mr. R.M. Agarwal, formal ambassador and additional director general at Amity University, to accept our token of gratitude. We would also like to call upon Mr. Ron Bautista, Third Secretary and Vice Consul, Head of Public Diplomacy, Embassy of the Philippines in India, to receive our gift of love.
Finally, Finally, I now invite Mr. Ken Yano, Japanese language advisor, Japan Foundation, to receive our gift of gratitude. Yeah. You know?
Having the summer camp also, summer camp, 101 students participating.
We would like to honor Mrs. Neha Raghav Ma'am, Director, Environment Education, WWF, to kindly receive our token of love.
As we move forward, we now come to a significant highlight of today's program. Virons has always been a platform where young scientific minds find expression and direction.
It gives us great pleasure to present the unveiling of the Virons and NLP booklet, a compilation that reflects innovation, inquiry, and intellectual exploration. May I request Honorable Chairperson Ma'am, respected Director Principal Ma'am, respected Pooja Chauhan Ma'am, Jyoti Arora Ma'am, and the esteemed dignitaries to kindly unveil the booklet. May we please have a huge round of applause?
Could we have a huge round of applause, please?
Give it to everybody. Pooja ma'am, please come. The booklet is
Yes, yes, yes. I had to. Yes, yes, perfect. Yes.
Encouragement and recognition are the cornerstones of academic excellence. In line with this vision, we now move to a moment of great pride and inspiration.
We are honored to announce the Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan Scholarship, launched today in collaboration with AFS Intercultural Programs instituted to acknowledge and support outstanding international young achievers. This scholarship stands as a beacon of encouragement, inspiring students to pursue excellence with dedication and integrity. We are privileged to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Marian Erdo, Director, Cultural Counselor of the Liszt Institute, Hungarian Culture Center, Delhi. Ma'am, your distinguished presence adds immense value to this occasion. May I request Dr. Marian Erdo to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you so much. So, very good morning, Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan. She's there. Yeah. Faculty members, guests, and of course, young researchers from 7 or 8 countries. If I'm not wrong, from Hungary, Germany, France, Croatia, Philippines, India, Russia, South Korea. So just let me try to greet you in your own respected languages. I will try with the easiest one. Where is the Hungarian team, please? Wow, so jó reggelt kívánok! I was trying, to identify. So jó reggelt kívánok, guten tag, bonjour, dobro jutro, and the tricky part is coming. Magandang umaga, Chuna chieo, namaste. Very good morning. I'm really happy to be here, not because obviously I'm at MET where I always feel really nice, but also to assist to the opening of the 19th chapter of IRONS, which was founded by a Hungarian teacher, Mr. István Sándor. So I'm very proud to be part of the IRONS today. My role at the Liszt Institute Hungarian Cultural Center is a bit different of the topic of this gathering, because I work daily to tie cultural bridges between Hungary and India. However, today we are gathered to speak a different universal language, the language of science, in role of our shared survival. But if you think about it, it's not really different science and culture. And when I got to know about the topic green innovation, it just gave me, some highlights. So I won't be long. Just would like to share these few thoughts with you. So when we talk about innovation, obviously we think about, high-tech gadgets and complex codes, but green innovation is really a complete mindset. If it's a marriage of science and responsibility, knowledge and wisdom, so with the science, you have the tools, and with the wisdom, the responsibility, you have the objective, what to target to make the world better, also to respect the planet. And that's how I found. You must know that in India, there are beautiful quotes in Sanskrit. You already heard several times today, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So that's why I had the idea to find a new one. And actually, I was very happy when I found it. I'm not quite sure that all the Indians here, they know about, and they know the behind the meaning also. So Prakriti Rakshati Rakshita. Which means the nature protects those who protect her. And we can use it for the green innovations, because reciprocity teaches us that safeguarding nature is not just a charity, a kind gesture. It's a necessity to our own existence. By protecting nature through green innovations, we allow nature to protect us in return. And just to close my short invention, I would just like to proudly name few of the Hungarian inventions, which can also only name like green inventions. And I'm quite sure that you heard about. So we have this proud history of word-altering inventions in line with the spirit of the green innovations and nature science. We can start with Albert Szent-Györgyi. Anyone about the Hungarians knows what did he invent? Are yaar. The vitamin C, so he isolated vitamin C from the simple paprika. Then Ányos Jedlik, anyone, boys? Okay, so he pioneered in electric motor, which is the source of the electric cars. And maybe you heard about Karikó Katalin, who's a newly Nobel awarded Hungarian scientist she was working in the mRNA technology, which has a big contribution to the COVID researches. Okay, so yeah, you can check on right now. And so I really wish you a very nice conference, very nice stay in India, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
It is my privilege to invite our esteemed guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, ex officio trustee, Secretary General, and CEO of WWF India, whose distinguished presence adds immense value to this occasion. May I request Mr. Ravi Singh to address the gathering?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Chauhan, Principal of the Amity School, Ms. Renu Singh, Director of the Amity Education Resource Center, Mrs. Arora, teachers, students, representatives from different countries. Let me talk to you openly and directly, and rather than from a prepared speech. Firstly, all of those who have come from outside, welcome to my country. I'll say namaste. It's a great privilege to have you here. And while I'm listening to everyone talking about, is that better? Yeah. Is that you have appreciated the hospitality of India, the history of the country. You've seen the cultural values, our heritage, how deep it is in our tradition, and how important it is to all of us. What you should also remember that this is not just the past. India has a future. The future is represented by the younger generation that is here, and also by the work that is innate in us, which is both cultural as well as forward-looking. And some of that, what we are talking about today, the young scientists, the research, this doesn't come out sufficiently because we have one big disadvantage in India, and that is that India does not communicate too much about itself. We are satisfied by our land. We are satisfied by where we are. We have enough to do in our universe, and sometimes we don't broadcast ourselves, other than in business, other than in our diplomacy, which Ambassador Agarwal represents. But within us, we don't do that to that extent. And there's a reason behind it. And I've said that before because we have to explore our own universe. And sometimes looking inwards, we found solutions that are not there otherwise, which is not enough, I understand. And there are people, there are leaders, there are teachers, there are pedagogues who go out and make this happen for us. And this is something that an institution like Amity represents. And therefore, I would, all of you who are students here, when you go up in life and you go forward, when you see when you go back and experience what you've done, and the leadership that you have, and the conflicts that you'll have to undertake, which is in your life, that conflict is not just an external conflict, but also how to progress your life at that time. And in that juncture, you'll always look back and appreciate and pay homage to the quality of your teachers that are represented here. In India, in school and in colleges, the quality of teachers that we have actually makes for our scholarship, it makes for our excellence, it makes for our achievements. I passed out of school many, many years ago, not too far from here. But till today, I remember my teachers and who have passed on since then. I remember my teachers, I remember the values they gave you, the sincerity, the loyalty, the ability to communicate and to create a relationship. This is second to none. I'm sure it is represented in your countries who are here. Japan, Germany, great cultures, Hungary, Romania, we have South Korea, others. I'm sure it is there, but it's something that I've experienced in my own, and it's very much here. The other thing I just mentioned about us, in a way, that we must look outward. I came in to the campus here for the first time, and while we were talking in the veranda, after that wonderful welcome, I noticed my great interest. I saw horses. Yeah, I saw horses and very good quality horses, very friendly. I'm pretty sure they have a good relationship with those who care for them, particularly the students, and they're well behaved. The ability to be able to ride a horse, the ability to be able to do something more than just the normal construct makes for a complete individual later in life. It may be something else. It may be ability to trek and to camp overnight and to look after yourself. It may be to go out and search new places, to master, like these young men are doing, the gadgetry of photography and the exploration of light that happens here. All these things are important. So this externality in a way that comes in here is very important for us. We are talking about innovation. My organization, by the way, WWF India, works with a large number of young people. We have an environmental education program that's been running in India since 1970, going out to relate to children, communities, teachers, and talking about the environment, how important it is, how it can guide you in future. Very similar to the Sanskrit shlok that we heard about nature protecting those who protect itself. By the way, today I've learned more Sanskrit than I have done for years to go, and some really, really good stuff that has been. Now I've got to make sure that I remember it and try and pass it on to those who don't, but I'll try my best. By the way, when I was in school, we studied Sanskrit. Firstly, it was easy. It was an easy language. Secondly, to understand the meter was not difficult at all. And the most important was that you got very good marks in Sanskrit. Yeah, as compared to Hindi A or whatever. It was almost mathematical. So we all loved it. And therefore, those of us who went through a few of these classes, it's still inside us in that way. My organization also looks at innovation. And I'll have something to say about innovation, some of the precautions. We constantly try and do some things that are new to be able to protect, to be able to have pilots for others to follow, models that could be replicated elsewhere for conservation. Currently, I'll share two of them because there are students here who may be interested in this. The one is we have a program to take satellite pictures, which are online, which are real time, through public fora, and download them over a period of series across 2 or 3 different days, and try to point out in the fire season where the fires are taking place in the forests. And the fires are not just incidents of fire, because forest fire is a big menace in India, as it is in your countries, in Europe particularly, and of course in Australia, Brazil, and Canada and others. But in our country, because of dry deciduous forest and the change in the moisture level, forests are igniting themselves because of the dryness that they have, and 99% of that is man-made, the cause. However, ability to look at where the fire is and where is the point of the center and where it will increase to is something that is to be modeled and explained and given back very quickly in real time to the people who are managing the forest department, the communities and others. So these models we are trying to perfect in the last 1 year or so with the help of Microsoft and with the help of data and understanding from ISRO and the Government of India and Ministry of Environment and Forests, and to provide real-time examples in states currently in the southern part of the country, because that's where the model is, before we take to others, which are Uttarakhand, which is in the Tarai and the north of Delhi, and of course the northeast of our country. Now, these are kind of things that are not just innovations for innovation itself. These models exist. They have to be changed to be able to give you a practical example how it can help you and help the lives. And also protecting nature to protect yourself, because what happens with a burnt forest is it may take anything between 20 to 200 years to come back. A dry deciduous forest in a not so heavy rain area, let's say in central India, will take anything between 160 to 200 years to come back to its original source. So if you protect that fire, if you protect the increase of fire, and if you protect the forest in that sense, and channelize all these negativities in a different way, you're actually doing something much more for hundreds of years to follow. Secondly, I'll just explain something very small. There's another example of science, which is something called eDNA, environmental DNA. And eDNA we are trying to perfect to go to areas which are undisturbed in India, to collect water samples And from there to understand which animal or which species actually took water from it. Because every time, let's say, a tiger drinks from a stream or a pond, it leaves a trace of the DNA, and we can trace back to say that this was this species. So by doing so, we can take some of the areas which are not explored in the upper Himalaya, in streams that are, and water sources in areas and wetlands in places of the Himalayas, to really see what is there, because a lot of the animals don't come in front of you. They're nocturnal, they're very shy, and they're hiding. And with that, come up with a list of things that are happening, and hopefully, by increasing our knowledge of what's going on in these areas, are able to protect these places better. We have, by the way, also learned this from Bhutan. Bhutan is a country that started this. In our region, in this region, of course, there are scientific experiments that have happened in Germany and other countries, but we are taking this together to see if we can make it practical and help our forest department, our government, and others to be able to understand, and let's take it further forward. But I'll say this for innovation. These are not really innovations. These are processes that we've developed out of our own experience, and we are trying to convert them into something that others can take forward. I'll say one thing about innovation. Don't get into innovation for the sake of innovation itself. Try to make the innovation that you have into something operative. Because if it's a brilliant idea and if it stays in one place, then you have not really used your energy and your time and your understanding well. And with the help of your teachers, with the help of people who you may know in other walks of life, try and innovate to take things forward. You are now entering a point, students, young people, which is a part of the Anthropocene age, which is affecting us deeply, and particularly in global warming and climate change. And we need new solutions. We need nature-based solutions. We need a lot of things that happen that we need to do. And this, in a way, will affect all of us. And it is your generation which is going to make this curve, which is currently going in one side, it's going to bend the curve, perhaps in the way that we'd like to see it happen. There are references I can give you, my colleague, Neha Raghav, who's here, for your learning, books, examples, papers, our publications. We are happy to share them for the sake of better education and awareness. But with all that, please remember one thing. All students who are here, I know that climate change is a big issue, but you still have to work hard. You still have to do well in life. You have to still improve your results and to be proficient in what you do. Please do not blame climate change for bad results. Okay? So that's not an excuse. You still have to work hard. You still have to go forward. I have many things to share with you, and I wish I had more time. And I think there are many others who'd like to talk. I'm very happy to be here. It's wonderful the way you have kept your campus and maintained it. It's great to travel here, and I hope to meet you and be here again. We've done programs with Amity, one way or the other. We've had lectures. We had people coming here to lecture. We've had programs about our education division. We'll be happy to involve students and teachers into some of the new things that are happening. For instance, we are doing a bat walk, looking at the bats in Delhi. Yeah, number of bat species in Delhi, where they are, what they represent, how important they are to our ecology. We have a walk for looking at dragonflies and damselflies in Sanjay 1. We have bird watching walks in Surajpur and in Dhanori, in this area. You're welcome to sign up and come with us. Of course, take permission of your teachers, your parents, and you always must be in a group. With that, thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words. We are truly honored to invite a dynamic leader, a guiding force, and a torchbearer of value based education, a visionary who has transformed education into a powerful instrument of nation building, and whose commitment to excellence continues to inspire countless learners. May I request respected Director Principal Ma'am and Jyoti Arora Ma'am to present a memento of gratitude to Honorable Chairperson Ma'am.
From everyone. From everyone. Come this side. Come this side, sir. Come this side. Right here, sir. Sir, right here. Sir, right here. Sir, sir. Can they all see? Yes. I'm holding. I'm holding.
Ready?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
May I request our Honorable Chairperson, ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, ma'am, to kindly share her pearls of wisdom and enlighten us with her insightful thoughts on leadership.
Thank you so much, Aravir. Thank you. Aravir is, by the way, my grandson also. I think so. It is a wonderful day. And yesterday, it was highly motivational. I'm so happy, we enjoyed. My dear children, you also enjoyed yesterday in Haiti? You enjoyed? Then give a big clap. Yes, yeah. So, our chief guest, Dr. Mariano Ardo, कहते हैं, you are a Sanskrit scholar? I think, but you spoke so well. And the shlok, everybody cannot recite that shlok, but you spoke so well, clearly. And she's the director, Institute of the Hungarian for Hungarian Cultural Center. And she is very close to us, very close to Amity, very close to AERC, and very close to Jyoti, our Jyoti. I tell you why. Because they have the same nature. Persuasive. They want to create new things. And recently, Dr. Mariana, who is the director, so she gave us the program to push her school, Amrita Shergill program. And everybody enjoyed it. She also attended our AIM UN in 2025 as a special guest. And recently, she has announced Indo-Hungarian Theatre Camp scheduled on 11th of May. And I think so more than 30 children have enrolled for it. More than 30 have enrolled for it. It's a, children, can you give a big clap? Yes, yes. And then we have got Mr. Rajiv Singh Ji, the CEO of WWF, and Neha Raghav, who is the environmental director of WWF. And I want to share that lots of our Amitians, they participate in the program. They have participated in the MCP program. They have participated in the quiz competition, and you have provided us with the environmental awareness initiative for the students. And our children enjoy. I know the children have won in WWF also. And they wait. Every year this competition comes to us.
So we have got Mr. Ron from Third Secretary and the Vice Council from Philippines. So we are very honored that you could make it. We are so happy and we want to work further with the Philippines school. Philippines school was supposed to come, but with certain circumstances, they were unable to come. Yeah? Few because of the fuel crisis in the country. And then we have got from Japan Foundation, Mr. Toyamaru. No? Kenyon. Okay, he was supposed to come, no? He was supposed to come, but he could not come. So Mr. Yano is with us. A very big clap for Mr. Kenyon. I tell you why. In our Basundhara school, hundreds of children, am I correct? 300 children, they learned Japanese language. Huh? And this year, many children have got 100 out of 100 in class 10th who are learning Japanese language. And Japanese language is not a very easy language. But Indians, they could make it, no, in class 10. And also we have got a camp, a Japanese language camp in the month of May, 8th and 9th of May, and many children have enrolled for it. Many, 105 children have enrolled for the Japanese language program. So, then we have got our principals here, who are here from all the schools. A very big clap because without them, AERC program cannot run. Yesterday, Pushpihar School organized the high tea for all of you. A very big clap for Pushpihar School. Yes. And today, Amity Noida has organized the program. So amongst us, we have got the principal of South Korea, Mr. Hashik Park, and Mrs. Elizabeth Kim, head of international department. Then we have Mr. Frederick Russell from France. Sir, it was very difficult to get the visa, but through the help of Mr. R.M. Agarwal, ambassador, so we could get the visa. And Mr. Christian Frausen, he is from Germany. Where is Mr. Christian here? Yes. And Nana Stephens, Germany. Oksana from Russia, yes. And Vlada from Russia and Molnar from Hungary. They are there, no ma'am? Very good. So we are so happy today again that we are having the 17th Virons in Amity International School, Noida. A very, very big clap. Yesterday I told you in the COVID time, sir, this Virons is running since 21 years. And from Mr. Esteban and a teacher from France, they together decided to make a Virons program for the children where the children can learn science, and they do the exchange program and they learn the cultural program from all the schools. Yesterday it was to see how the children from all the country, they danced together. We enjoyed it. So it was unimaginable. The children from different countries, they are meeting for the first time, and one of the students, they have trained them to show the steps, and then later on the children dance. A very big clap for all the children. So children, I don't want to take much of time for you because you have got the presentation today. You have the presentation? Yes. But I want to say this quote from what Noida has used. Science is not just about knowledge. It is about spirit of exploration and the thrill of discovery. This is about science. So I want to just tell you a story, and I want to show my happiness and excitement that we are so happy to have our guests, to have our children from different countries. And our guest, the chief guest, Mrs. Ado has told her son, who is 24 years, he's learning Indian children, you should hear. His her son is learning Hindi and Sanskrit at the age of 24. So how important it is to learn Hindi and Sanskrit. So I want to just share a story while Jyoti has also told about the Sanskrit shlok, Uddhar Atma Atmanam, and our chief guest has also mentioned Prakriti Rakshati Rakshitaha. So I want to tell about Jyoti's shlok, that every child, every person, it is his or her duty to develop herself or himself. Children, are you understanding? It is everybody, children, your duty is to develop yourself. Your parents can give you, support you with the money and the financial. Your teachers can teach you, but you have to learn and take the right action. And you, because you're the ambassador of your country. Each child is the ambassador. Yesterday I also told, and today I'm telling because the Amitians are here, you are the ambassador of your country. It is a duty of every young person to take care of their country, to learn, to work hard and take action to support your country, help your country. It is your duty because the generation came, they did what they wanted, but now the new generation will come and make their country a strong country. Am I correct, children? Germans, am I correct? Yes, it is the duty. Everybody has to work for the peace of the world, the world to be peaceful. It is our duty. There is a very beautiful shlok in Sanskrit about peace. Dehu Shanti Antarjam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa. So it tells ki if the water is peaceful, the environment is peaceful, the world is peaceful. If the water is peaceful, environment is peaceful, animals are peaceful, then every human being is peaceful. And then I want to tell to the young children, there is a beautiful shlok of Sanskrit, Abhayam Mitrad. Abhayam Mitra, Amitrad, Abhayam Gyatat, Abhayam Parokshat, Abhayam Naktam, Abhayam Divanha, Sarve Asha, Mam Mitram Bhavantu. That means don't be afraid of your friends. You should not be afraid of your friends. In general, we are seeing children do what their friend says, but it doesn't allow your family values. In spite of we do, because our friends are doing or they are compelling to do it. So, but we have to do what our country and our friend for our family good is. And don't be afraid of dark and day. You should not be afraid. You have to be fearless. You have to be fearless. And don't be afraid of past and future. You have to work in the present. You have to work in the present. What you do in the present will make your future. Am I correct, children? Have you understood? Raise your hands if you have understood. Yes. Yeah. Sir, you are not required. No, you have lived your life, but it's for the younger ones, for the students. No? So with this, I want to thank you, but I want to tell you a story. But I will take just a minute and I will finish it. I'll make it very short because it's very, very important for the children. The girls just listen. Yes. I always say I'm a mother to all of you. And a mother sees, no, what the children are doing, I can also see. Because I'm a mother, no. So there was a carpenter, a very brilliant carpenter. Children, please hear. So he was very bright and very skilled carpenter. He was working in a company. So after 35 years, he says, he went to his boss. He says, sir, I want to now be retired. And so his boss was very, he was perturbed. He was very sad, no, because he was a good worker. You just hear every employee wants a good employer, wants a good employee, a good worker who is good at. I know everybody wants that. So he says, sir, I've got less energy now. I want to retire. Those think, okay, you can be retired. So, but before you go, you do one thing for me, that you build a house. That you build a house. So, sir, okay. So he was building, while he was building a house, he was not at all interested to build the house. And he never liked it to build a house, but he was doing it. So hurriedly, he built a house. And then he went to his boss. Sir, the house is ready. So what the boss do? He pulls a cupboard, cupboard, and then he brings a key out of it and says, you were a good worker. You have worked in my company. So this house is yours. So what could have happened? But what could have happened? Huh? Anybody? He said, gosh, if I have known that this is my house, I could have done with the same spirit, with same love to build a house. I could have big houses. I could have made a swimming pool in my house. Huh? I could have bring beautiful kitchen for my wife, a beautiful bedroom. But I did just hurriedly. He was so upset. Huh? So this is like you. Every action what you do, you're building your own life. You're building your own life. Every action you do, you're building, like how much time I have to give to social media, how much time I have to give to my friends, how much time I have to do work and study hard. Huh? So this is your duty. Whatever you do, you're building your life. After later on, when you are 50 or 60, then you should not repent what you have done in the present. Huh? So you're building. With this, our founder president is also watching and viewing our program. He has introduced a formula Bhag. Maybe Mrs. Renu Singh have said it. You have told it about the formula of our founder. It is Bhag. Bhag is for behavioral science, hard work, attitude, ambition, and God. You can have great marks. But if your behavioral science is not good, you cannot achieve anything in your life. My dear children, with this, I'm very grateful to all my guests. I've got my daughter-in-law, Pooja Chauhan. She is the president of Amity Humanity Foundation and president of Film and Drama. And recently, she has become the vice president of FICCI program. Yeah. She, the most important thing, she's a proud parent of Amity. All the children are studying in Amity. Her two daughters, they are studying in Rice University and they are doing so well. And the third one, she has been selected for Stanford and she has been selected for Huntsman program in Wharton College. Thank you so much. And Jyoti, come here. Jyoti, I'm very grateful to Jyoti and her team. She is doing a wonderful program. I always say my Jyoti is a crazy girl. Whatever we decide, I have to just say. Then she worked hard for it. And I just wanted to announce the scholarship for NLP program and Jyoti will say it further. Jyoti, please.
This is the scholarship ma'am has going to launch, and it's called the Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan Scholarship for Nurturing Leadership Program. And this is for international students. It's a great opportunity. We will send the information to the schools across the world. We have partners 40 plus countries across the world, to your principals. And in case you want to apply for this scholarship, you can send us the application form and the selections will be made. And you can then come to India. You can come to Amity and experience all the diverse things possible on earth, because there is nothing which is not there in Amity. And this will be a period of 3 weeks, ma'am, you said? Yes, it will be a period of 3 weeks and 15 days, sorry, 2 weeks, a fortnight. And this, I am 100% sure, is going to be a life-changing opportunity for you. Yes, yes, yes. We saw the feedback of the Hungarian student and the 2 German students. We've been having the Nurturing Leadership program for 7 years. This is the 7th edition, but this is a special scholarship, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan Scholarship. The teacher, one teacher. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Ma'am wants to also give this scholarship to one teacher. So teachers can also apply for this scholarship. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful story and your ever guiding words. Strengthening international ties further, we are honored to invite Mr. Ron Bautista, Third Secretary and Vice Consul, Head of Public Diplomacy, Embassy of the Philippines in India, to address the gathering.
Namaste, everyone. Distinguished guests, Dr. Amita Chauhan, respected educators, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to stand before you today on behalf of the Ambassador of the Philippines to India, His Excellency Josel F. Ignacio, here at the opening of the 19th Young Researchers of Natural Sciences and the 7th Nurturing Leadership Program here at Amity International School, Noida. Today, we are not only simply opening a conference, but we are opening a space for ideas, collaboration, and shared responsibility. The theme, Green Innovations, Natural Sciences for a Better World, could not be more timely. Across the continents, we are witnessing the profound effects of climate change, environmental degradation, and resource scarcity. These challenges do not recognize borders, and therefore neither should our solutions be. What makes this forum exceptional is not only its focus on science, but its belief in young people as agents of change. Around 100 students and their teachers from at least 8 countries are here today, not just to present their research, but to exchange perspectives, challenge assumptions, and build partnerships. To tell you a little bit about my country, the Philippines is an archipelago of more than 7,600 islands. It's rich in biodiversity and natural resources, from our coral reefs, among the most diverse in the world, to our tropical forests and agricultural landscapes. Nature has always been a central part of our identity and way of life. However, this richness also comes with vulnerability. The Philippines is among the most vulnerable to the risk of climate change, frequently experiencing typhoons, rising sea levels, and other environmental challenges. These realities have shaped our national consciousness. Sustainability is not just a policy goal for us. It is a necessity. It is embedded in our communities, in our schools, and our scientific pursuits. That is why, to all the young researchers here, your work matters. Whether you are studying renewable energy or biodiversity, sustainable agriculture, or environmental technologies, you are contributing to a larger global effort. You are part of a generation that is not only aware of the challenges ahead, but equipped to address them. But beyond your research, I encourage you to embrace this opportunity to engage with one another, to share your stories, learn not just from the presentations, but the conversations that you will have over your meals, your workshops, and other cultural exchanges here at Wirons. These interactions often spark the most meaningful insights. The path toward a better world is not easy, but it is within reach, especially when driven by the energy, creativity, and commitment of young minds such as yourselves. So in closing, I wish all participants here a fruitful and inspiring experience. May your discussions be meaningful, your collaborations impactful, and your innovations transformative. Thank you and mabuhay.
Thank you, sir, for your profound words. What an inspiring and vibrant opening ceremony. With this, we set the stage for a day filled with innovation, learning, and inspiration. I request the students to move to the H block foyer for snacks and all the esteemed guests to move to the conference room 2 for tea. The tea break will be for 10 minutes and then you all can move to your respective workshops. So the tea is for 10 minutes, the snacks break, and then you have to come back here for the workshop. So with the opening ceremony beautifully concluded, we now invite you to immerse yourself in today's events. Thank you.
Children, for a minute. Good afternoon. Can you please be seated for 2 minutes, children? Please come back. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, dear dignitaries, Honorable Chairperson, ma'am. And this is for the information of everyone. We are holding 11th Amity International Olympiad from 23rd of May to 31st. So in this, we participate in various subjects: physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. We do practicals, we do a lot of innovation, we write a paper, we do arbitration. So it's a 1 week, a science festival. So it will be held at Amity University here. So all of you are invited. In case, I would request all the faculty members, they can pass on this information to your schools so that, we can communicate further with you. My team is also here. We might be having a session with you all so that, you can pass on this information. So it is a wonderful get together for 1 week science festival. Thank you. Yes, so this year we are holding this post-COVID now for the first time after 8 years. So this time we have all countries who will be participating: Jordan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, South Korea, Sudan. All these 5 countries have already given their representative name. And of course, we have had in the past countries participating from Russia, and we are still looking into other European countries. We have had Nepal, we have had Sri Lanka, all these countries, but due to little turmoil this time, as you know, so we're having little difficulty with the visa problems. But of course, with Mr. Agarwal here to help us and Honorable Chairperson, we are going to look in for more countries. So we would love to see all of you participating. Please do pass on the information to your respective schools. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving a hearing. Thank you.
Delhi. A distinguished Hungarian cultural diplomat, she is responsible for promoting Hungarian culture, arts, literature, music, and academic collaborations in India. In her role, she works towards strengthening cultural and educational ties between Hungary and India through exhibitions, concerts, literary events, film screenings, and institutional partnerships. Under her leadership, the Lists Institute continues to serve as a vibrant platform for intercultural dialogue and cooperation, fostering deeper mutual understanding between the two nations. Over to you, ma'am. We are eagerly waiting for your session.
Thank you. So I guess that you had your snacks. Yeah, what's next today? After this, you will have, I don't know, other workshops? Okay, so what I experienced here for the last few years, I was working as the director of the Culture Center. So we go to we go to schools, and I've noticed the big difference between European students and Indian students, that Indian students are way far more participating. So I will try to wake you up, okay? Because I am not supposed, I hope so, speak, just 30 minutes without interrupting. I would like to have a kind of interaction with you. So I was asked to conduct kind of workshop on leadership in global citizenship for global citizenship. So first of all, I was surprised, I was even stressed, okay, what can I do about what can I speak? And then I just started to realize that, okay, leadership, and I will try to give you examples about my field, my domain, being a cultural diplomat. Also, obviously, I checked on this amazing Amity innovation project. It's a nurturing leadership program. I just got to know more about. And what I understood that actually it's about leadership, but they use mainly intercultural exchanges, to start something in your mind, in your life, which can lead you later on somewhere. So I tried, it was a kind of PPT file, I don't use it anyway. So I just will have some key notions and then we will see what can we do about. So this Nurturing Leadership program, it's about intercultural communications, about public interaction, global awareness, adaptability, diversity in university, and early leadership mindset. But before starting, I would like to have your ideas also, because myself, I was thinking about key notions. So it's leadership and global citizenship. So if I tell you leadership, I give you 30 seconds, and a few of them enthusiastic ones, you can give me a kind of description of what is a leader, who is a leader. Who will start? So how would you describe a leader? Who is a leader? Okay, so like a mentor. Okay, yeah, very good point. Anyone else? Okay, so what I found, and I didn't use AI for that. So what I found, a leader is someone who has an influence in certain domain on other people. Okay, so which domain can be a leader coming from? What is the first thought if I tell you a leader? Politics, okay, obviously the first one. Then what other leaders can you have? Sport, exactly. Dominic Szoboszlai, he's a leader at Liverpool. Anyone else? Yeah. Very good. Spiritual. Okay, I wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 more. It's my ideas, but cooking. Good. Gastronomic leader. Not bad. Ducasse. École Ducasse. Anyone else from Russia? Wake up. Religion. You didn't name religion. Spiritual, exactly. And what was one of my ideas, what you can discuss about art also, right? Picasso, he was kind of a leader. And do you have, okay, still talking about, and I try to poke you, leaders. So do you have, can you name me leaders from contemporary or even from the past? Gandhi, okay? Or? You don't know leaders. But it will be really a hard 30 minutes if you work like this, huh? No leaders. Okay. Okay. I think that Jyoti, you have to work this week or nurturing this leadership. It will be hard. Because my other question would have been, so, okay, you name leaders. Do you have any idol? Do you have anyone in your mind you would like to follow, either in sport, spirituality, politics? Just think about, you don't have to raise your hands. Just think about if you have a leader. Yes. Nelson Mandela. Yeah, very good. Politics. Any from any other field? Jawaharlal Nehru. Yeah, politics again. Tagore. Okay, philosophy. Chekhov. About literature. Yeah. Not bad. Russia. Okay, let's go on. And what do you think about when I tell you global? I mean, you must be fed up, right, with this global notion. What is global? Why we are talking about global citizenship? Okay, I give you my ideas, and if you have any remark or anything to add, then you can correct me or just add your thoughts. So it became, obviously, I will tell you obvious things, that the world became global thanks to technology, mainly thanks to internet. So we don't have really borders, or we just really extended borders. And what is the reflection for the leaders and the leadership, that, but also for citizens actually, that one's action, would it be political, spiritual, will go across borders, right? So long time back, I don't know, maybe 50 years, 100 years back, one leader's action was really just affecting the country, the region. Right now, they have to be, and you have to be aware of that, maybe their action will go cross borders. And also, what will you do? You will hear, maybe will have impact later on, also cross borders. So after that, let's see, what is this being a leader, global citizenship? The first notion that I shared with you is intercultural communication. So again, I will ask you questions, and I would like to have your impact, but not just from the Indian ones, because it will be more interesting. Myself, I was part of school exchanges several times. I learned in a bilingual French-Hungarian school. So we went 3 times to France, long time back, and we also stayed with families. And obviously, it's when you arrive to another country, when you arrive to India, living with the families, obviously, you will find, and you found, I'm quite sure, surprising, confusing things. So first, I will ask you, but I give you my example. So what was living with the families, Indian families? I would like to have a few examples from your side, which was a confusing, embarrassing, shocking thing, what you faced. I remember, I have 2 examples. When I went in France, and the mother of the family, she started to explain me that, there is this box, you open this box, you put the food inside, and it will heat the food. And I told her that, yeah, we also have microwaves. And the other one, it's a better example, it was the shower gant, the shower gloves, actually. So when I met the first time with the French shower gloves, it was not confusing, it was interesting. So I would like to right now have your examples, if you already met with something which was new for you, living in India for 3 days now. Nothing. Everything was perfect. I mean, not everything was like at home.
Fortunately, my host was a chef, and she did everything that I could eat food which is similar to Russian plain food. So
Okay,
that was it.
obviously, coming to India, food will be one of, actually, food is also a kind of cultural, intercultural bridge or way of communication. Anyone, anything else you realize you met with?
I had the same situation as you. When I come to grandfather's school of my host, they showed me that they have a water and kran, and they have drink water, and they think that we haven't it in our school.
Okay, that's what I would like to have these inputs. Anyone else? Good. So actually, that is the first part, the first stage when you will meet another culture, and actually, which is a good in the future leader behavior that, you know, just obviously you can be confused, you can be surprised, you can be even shocked, but do not judge, but adapt it and accept it. So that's what, yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Doesn't work? Yeah, it works. So when I was in India for the first time, I wanted to iron my clothes. And I asked my host to give me the iron. She said, no, 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 there will be a special Iron Man. He will help you. At first, I didn't understand what kind of Iron Man. There was a joke that maybe that Iron Man, you know, Tony Stark. But then she showed me, and I saw, for me, it was really shocking. I saw kind of small kind of house with a man, and he had a very huge iron, a very old iron, maybe from 16th century, I don't know. And he used coal to make it hot. And he was, you know, ironing my shorts. I was so much shocked. I have never seen it in my life before. And she explained me that for Indian people, it's okay to have a special man who does this job for them. But for me, I guess it's my most vivid example of cultural difference. I still remember it.
Yeah. Thank you again for the good example. And you will face everywhere. You will step out from the school. You will face everywhere. Obviously, I mean, I guess that you've seen the cows in the street, right? And yeah, it can be confusing, but also very enriching experience. Okay, let's move on. So it was the intercultural exchange, and I think that for you, that's the most exciting thing. Also, you know, what was my second thought when I got the subject, that global citizenship, global word, but also I always, when I go to some places and I give a kind of speech, I always try to face that you have to find actually the diversity and in unity, because we're all trying to blend, right? We are almost speaking the same language, English. We are almost listening all together the same music, wearing the same clothes. And also it's very important actually for you, the new generation, also to identify yourself and to keep your own culture while blending to the global culture. So again, I'm coming with another, okay, first I give you the example and then I will ask you again to think about. Recently, I attended an event. It was a book launch, and it was a book about wearing saris, the Sari Eternal, which was written by Lakshmi Puri, who was a former UN officer, and also she was the ambassador of India in Hungary. And she wrote a book about sari. I think it's more exciting for the girls here, sorry, for the boys. So she wrote an entire book about traditions, about the different style of draping, the motives, but what she wanted to say that even being a UN officer and living in India, in New York for 15 years, she used to wear all the time saris because she identified herself with this, and she was really in the global context, right? UN, what can be other, that's the most global platform, United Nations, but she was wearing her sari, so she was kind of, that for her, that was the way to keep her identity. So my next question, okay, I would like to know from which country we have students. We have from Russia, we have from Hungary, France, and
Germany.
Germany. Where are the Germans? Okay, and South Korea.
South Korea, no students, but teachers.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Croatia.
Russia and Philippines are online.
Online. Okay. Anyway, so my question, what do you think that what would be that, not, I'm not talking about clothes, can be also, but what would be one thing with which you identify yourself as a Hungarian, as a Russian, as a Korean, as a German, as an Indian? Palinka. Sorry for my joke, it's the Hungarian spirit. Yes? No, you raise your hand, no?
Yeah. I would say that Russians are very open.
Okay.
Yes. We are open. We are open to everything. We are open to everything new. We are open to all new acquaintances.
Thank you. Okay, someone there? Culture, matlab Indian culture. What do you mean by Indian culture? One sec, mic is coming.
Our religious traditions which we perform, our festivals which we celebrate, our food are the things through which we recognize ourselves.
Okay, yes, actually it can, you can pick also one, but yeah, you are talking about the entire culture. What are the diversity own thing for Germans? Cabbage. No kidding. Yes?
I would say we Germans are very direct, and when we state our opinion, for example, or when we're working, we're always very organized.
Perfectionist, yes. Yeah, I agree. Hungarians, please. Okay, we had Russia already. So, okay, but just think about, I think it's also, yeah?
I think it's religion because most elderly people in Russia really appreciate religion and also traditional food.
Traditional food.
Yes.
Pierogi.
Yes.
Sorry.
Borscht. Pilmeni.
Pilmeni, sorry, yes. Okay, religion is also interesting. Yes, someone there.
Well, to me, I don't know about my students, but to me, it's definitely the language itself because it doesn't resemble any other language. So yes, and our main, poems, our most important poems of our culture. So to me, it's language.
Yes, thank you. So again, let me just take the opportunity. I'm mainly telling to the Indian students that at the Hungarian Cultural Center, we have Hungarian language courses. So if you want to learn a language which is spoken by, I don't know, 12 million people, then you are the most welcome. So the next idea was, about talking about proper diplomatic things. So I told you I'm the director of the Hungarian Cultural Center. What do you think? What a cultural center is good for a country? What are we doing here? Because, Indians, must know that there's French Cultural Center, we have Austrian Cultural Center, German, Spanish, Hungarian. So what are we doing here? Why, for a country, it's important to have a cultural center abroad? Preserve traditions. Kind of, yes. Anyone else? So actually, we are here to promote our culture. And what I understood here during this 5 years I'm heading the Culture Center, in India, what is interesting to find bridges, find links. So Indians, they are very open to anything new. So even a tiny country like Hungary can have, I don't know, several thousands of followers and people attending our events, but they are really consuming everything, which is very good, but they mainly like common things. So that's how we have these brands. And I think that it was mentioned before. So I don't know if you heard about Amrita Shergill. Anyone? Really? Okay, so you are here. You have to Google it, and maybe you will have time, but I doubt, to go to the National Gallery of Modern Art. So Amrita Shergill, she was a half Indian, half Hungarian painter. I'm quite sure that the Indian students they heard about, because in India there are 9 national treasures. Means that their artwork are protected, and Amrita Shergill, the only female painter, half Hungarian, half Indian. And her life is really exciting. Often she's compared to Frida Kahlo, if you heard about. So she passed away at age of 28 in 1941. So she died really very, very young. But her life was very adventurous, and yeah, you should check on. So Amrita Shergill is one of our brand we are promoting. And we had, for example, it was called the Mobile Museum. I wish I could show you the pictures. So with the National School of Drama students, we framed them, the students themselves, and they were, showing their, they dressed up like Amrita Shergill paintings. So it can be also, it's a very, I proudly say it's out of the box event. So you can, just have these kinds of events and see the reaction of the public. Or another event we had recently, which was, again, I wish I could show the picture. Recently, we had a dramatical theater workshop, which is, it will be more comprehensible for the Hungarians. It's called Manch. So in Hindi, what does it mean, Manch? Stage, yes. But in Hungarian, it means po. Yes, so what we did, we went to a slum, because, in Delhi, you have several slums. So, and we went to an NGO, and we had 22 slum kids who attended the workshop for 6 weeks. Actually, the director is here, who was conducting the workshops, Vikrant Singh. And for 6 weeks, we managed to put on stage 3 Hungarian folk tales in Hindi. Again, there was a link. You can see that you pair the Indian culture with the Hungarian culture. Also, I'm, again, proud to say that, but tomorrow, who is coming tomorrow to the embassy? Okay, then you will see the Hungarian tuk-tuk. We have a tuk-tuk, which is painted with a macho design. So it's also something in Delhi when the people see, roaming around in the streets of Delhi. And we have one more interesting thing that we can be also interesting, as far as I know, for France or even Germany, because you must know, you must be aware that the Romani minority, they are coming from India. So recently we had a fashion show with Hungarian Romani designers. And it was also amazing to see that how they realized that the Rajasthani motifs were very similar to the Hungarian gypsy motifs. Same for the music and even the language. So the basic language, guys, eye, hair, the numbers till 10 are very similar. So also, again, this is something which is common and which can, call the attention of the public. And one last thing, which is one of my favorite one, which is not realized yet, but we are about to invite the Hungarian Mustache Association, because in Hungary, we have nice mustaches, nicer than that one. And yeah, in Rajasthan also, they are very nice mustache. So we will have a mustache party soon. So it's just to give you an example how, leading or directing a culture center abroad can be exciting and can be challenging. I think that's it. Seeing, the enthusiasm of the public. I don't know, any question you have? Done. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention. For the Indians, please do follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Hungarian Culture Center Delhi, but also the other ones also they can. And a few of them, so see you tomorrow at the embassy. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So I'll just announce your project rooms. So room number 1, we've named it after the element earth. So project 1, students from AGS Noida, Khushi Gupta and Monisha Dekti. Then project 2, Aryavir Chauhan. Project 3, Aryan Singh and Sahaj Bhatnagar. Then project 4 will be AIS PV से Khush Tripathi, Tirur Ravi Suryansh, Dev Krishna. Project 2, AIS PV, Arush Trehan, Vihan Saxena, Siddharth Pankaj. Then Hungary will, for microplastics in our clothes, will go to project number 6. And then project number 7 for the British Club Language School. Alisa Garbar, Theodore Garbar, Bogdan Paplin, Medina Sirzatedona. I'm very sorry for my pronunciation. But these are all the project numbers and the list of the team members. So participants of room 1, please proceed to room number 1.
मिला अर्जुन काशी दीदी बोल रही थी काशी दीदी हाँ मुझे कॉल कर देना मैम आंटी मैम बिल्कुल नाइस क्या नाइस फोटो ले ले एक ओए हाँ और इधर सर रॉबिन्सन थैंक यू
चलो स्टार्ट
सर पीपीटी वीडियो काशी दीदी आप वीडियो बना लोगे नहीं आप बना लो अभी किसको वहां से ऑपरेट करना पड़ेगा तो जब उसका पार्ट आएगा लाइव मतलब यूट्यूब स्ट्रीम अरे ठीक है समझ गए यार तुम माइक कैसे पकड़ेंगे अरे दीदी आप अभी के लिए इधर आ जाओ आए अभी कब बोल रही है बोल देना बोल एंड शी ऐसे बोल आए थोड़ी लाइव आ गया एंड अविका पांडे काशी तू भी बनाना बनाओ.
Greetings of the day, everyone. We are Team EcoVision from Amity International School, Saket, and today we'll be briefing you about our project, the EcoPure filters. I, Adarja Kar,
I, Bhavya Bansal.
and our team member Avika Pandey will be guiding you all through our presentation. Next, please. Next. So you see, the major problem faced by the today's world is of plastic pollution, and this problem has been exaggerated exponentially through its improper disposal. However, the good news is, over the years, people have come up with various methods of tackling this problem, one of which is by melting plastics. Now, the question here arises, why are we even melting plastics in the first case? Well, this is because through melted plastics, we obtain a product named acrylic sheets. Now, you see, these acrylic sheets are both durable as well as transparent, hence they can be used as a replacement for glass. However, to obtain this product, we have to melt plastics, and melting of plastics releases harmful and toxic gases that directly harm the environment and are also fatal to the human health. Now, over here, we introduce you our project, the EcoPure filters. We have developed a multi-layered filtration system with sensor integration and refiltration pipes that serve the purpose of filtering out the toxins that are released after melting plastics.
So,
you see, now the benefits of our filter is that number one, it is sustainable and it's environmental friendly and it protects human health.
now let me explain you the key components of a filter. So there will be 4 layers in a filter as shown: carbon filter, zeolite layer, mechanical neutralizer, and metal layer. So in carbon filter, it will be made of activated carbon blocks and activated granular charcoal. It will eliminate carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and sulfur compounds. In the next layer, which is the zeolite layer, it will be made up of the zeolite clay, and it will eliminate the acetaldehyde and the volatile organic compounds, which are the VOCs.
Moving ahead, we come to the chemical neutralizer. This is the most crucial part of our entire filtration system. Over here, all the remaining of the toxins will be neutralized according to their appropriate neutralizing agents. This section will be primarily divided into 4 subparts. The first part, wherein the acidic gases will be neutralized with basic compounds. The second, wherein the basic gases will be neutralized with acidic compounds. Third will contain potassium permanganate that will neutralize the VOCs and the aldehydes. Now, the final component will contain ammonia that will neutralize the ketones and aldehydes.
Now, let me explain you the most crucial component of a filter, which are the sensors. So there will be 2 sensors which will be placed at the start and at the end of the filter, and they will check the toxicity rate and the purification rate respectively. So these sensors will work on a predetermined threshold. For example, if the rate shows between 0 to 50, then the gas is purified and it can be let out in the environment. If it shows between 50 to 100, then it is suggested it can be refiltered, but it won't harm the environment. But if it shows 100 or more than 100, then it has to be refiltered through these refiltration pipes. So now giving you an intro of the refiltration pipes. So these refiltration pipes will have 2 valves which will be pressure regulated unidirectional valves.
Elaborating on the predetermined threshold, for example, if we encounter a situation wherein the sensor reading shows between 50 to 100. Now, over here, it is said that refiltration is recommended. Well, the execution of refiltration is directly depends upon the concentration of particulate matter in the atmosphere. Now, for example, in case of Delhi, which is also considered as the most populated region, if we encounter a situation wherein the sensor reading shows 50 to 100, then refiltration is to be done. And for example, if we move on to a more cleaner and a more purified area, then refiltration is not required. Now, explaining the refiltration pipes, for example, if we encounter a situation wherein the sensor reading shows 100 or 100 plus, then refiltration is a must. Now, during the refiltration process, the major thing that would occur is that the present air would be guided into the refiltration pipes. Now, as previously explained, we have two pressure regulated unidirectional valves that will facilitate the refiltration process smoothly.
Now, coming to the costing of our filters. So the costing of a prototype is from 10,000 to 17,000 rupees, but the original pricing of a filter may vary.
Can we the slide, please? Thank you. The EcoPure filter is made with multiple layers, with each layer having a specific lifespan. So firstly, the metal oxide layer lasts for around 3 to 5 years, while the zeolite layer functions effectively for 2 to 3 years. The activated carbon and chemical neutralizer layer typically lasts for 6 to 12 months, and the sensor and valve system lasts for 2 to 3 years. With regular maintenance and upkeep, the entire system can last for about 3 to 5 years. So moving on to the advantages and disadvantages, EcoPure filter has multiple advantages. First of all, it effectively tackles plastic waste in a sustainable method. Secondly, it reduces air pollution, which directly impacts public health. Thirdly, it is highly cost effective. Moreover, the use of sensors makes the system highly efficient. However, like any system, this also has its limitation. It requires regular maintenance and timely replacement of components. If this is neglected, then the efficiency of the system may go down. Moving on to the feasibility of our project, EcoPure filter is highly feasible because it has a high scalability, meaning it can be used for small scale projects as well as for large industrial purposes. Moreover, because it reduces air pollution, it directly impacts public health, making it a socially beneficial project.
Now, a question that might pop up in your heads is that what is the difference between our EcoPure filters and the filters that are already existing in the market? Well, the primary differentiating factor is that our filters are specifically made to tackle the pollution that is caused by melting of plastics. However, the other air filters that are already existing in the market are designed to tackle more generalized pollution. Secondly, our filters are extremely cost effective, making them more accessible. However, other filters that already exist in the market tend to be more expensive, making them lesser accessible. Now, last but not the least is that our filters use sensors for more efficient filtration. However, the other air filters in the market might lack that.
We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our respected chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan ma'am, and founder president sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, for giving us this platform to present our ideas. We would also like to thank Jyoti ma'am and AERC for giving us this opportunity. Lastly, I would also like to thank my school, Amity International School, Saket, and all our mentor teachers for providing us the support necessary so that we could move forward with this project. With this, we have reached the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening patiently. We hope that through our project, we can move towards a cleaner and greener future. Thank you. We are now open to questions. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Seeing that there are none, thank you so much. We'll be moving on now.
So you see, I said that over the years, people have developed various ways of tackling plastic pollution, one of which is through melting plastics. All right. Now, the question here arises, why are we even melting plastics? You see, through melted plastics, we obtain a product named acrylic sheets. And these acrylic sheets, as I already mentioned, are both transparent and durable. Hence, they can be used as a replacement for glass. However, to actually obtain this product, we have to melt plastics, and melting of plastics releases harmful and toxic gases. To tackle this problem, we introduce you our EcoPure filters. Do you want any other repetitions?
So that will basically be like half the presentation, the working, but just summarize it.
Acha.
Basically just the component क्या
अच्छा देखो, this is a multi-layered filtration system. 4 layers है इसमें. All right, the carbon filters, zeolite layer, chemical neutralizer, metal layer. Carbon filters, zeolite layer work on the principle of adsorption. They'll absorb all the toxic gases. Chemical neutralizer, over here, all the remaining gases will be neutralized according to their appropriate neutralizing agents. Then we have the metal layer. Metal layer will be using two metals, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. This will absorb all the remaining particles.
She's
Firstly, your filter cannot work in a vast format like that. Here you need to understand the fact that filters are only for specific part of the country and a very specified area, and the burning of plastic has been very vast quantity. But I have very two questions. Why will anyone implement your solution? And second question, how can it work in very vast scale?
So, firstly, let me correct you. We are not burning the plastics; we are melting them, and we are not implying them in public. We are implying them in the acrylic sheets factories, as currently acrylic sheets are being made through the process of bulk polymerization. So, this will reduce the time, efforts, and obviously price as well.
if you had listened when we specified the feasibility of our project, I mentioned that it is applicable in large industrial complexes as well. So it was there in the
So
presentation.
it meant acrylic sheets only.
Is applied on this large industry project. I'm again very two simple question, but melting of plastic emit like releases harmful gases first point, and then ma'am, how this is my very basic question was again you should answer how will you implement this facility in vast country, vast industry. You just quoted a very simple line that you will implement, but you didn't mention how will you mention taking the filter very big and very big.
So let me explain you one more component of our filters. Due to time constraints, we couldn't cover it. There will be an incinerator in which we will be melting the plastics. The gases will come up. There will be a pipe connecting the incinerator's upper section and this and the entrance. So the gases will directly go, and there will be a specialized chamber which will be made in the factories for these purposes as well, or only.
माइक्स यहाँ पर है, हाँ.
काट इधर लगा दो, इसमें लगा होगा वो
समझ गई मैं.
दीदी बोले आपको
Keep in mind about the time limit.
Yes, sir.
You're exceeding that.
Don't worry, sir.
आप मैं आपको समझा देता हूँ.
आ जाओ.
इधर रख दिया यहाँ से जो लेना है ले लो यार, दो
Give me the script. Huh. Sir, should we start? Okay. Okay, sir. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries.
Avika?
Avika? Avika, start. Avika, start. Sir, 3, 2, 1 kar do. Good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries, mentors, and fellow innovators. Today, I, Tashi Goyal,
I, Arjun Gupta.
And I, Hardis Sachdeva.
Team Tribrid EV would first and foremost like to thank Chairperson Ma'am, Alka Ma'am, Jyoti Ma'am, and Divya Ma'am for giving us this opportunity.
Today, electric vehicles are seen as a solution to transport emissions, yet they still rely heavily on external charging, often powered by non-renewable sources. Additionally, they waste a significant amount of energy while driving. To address this gap, we present to you Tribrid EV, a self-charging EV that uses wind energy, solar energy, and regenerative braking to charge itself.
While the vehicle is in motion, it is constantly interacting with natural forces. Tribrid EV captures wasted airflow using a compact wind turbine system and harvests solar energy through strategically placed solar panels. It recovers kinetic energy through braking by a regenerative braking system. Instead of losing this energy, we store this energy in our main battery, reducing dependence on external charging.
Our wind energy system uses a BLDC generator, which has an efficiency of up to 70%. It activates at low speeds and becomes increasingly productive at highway speeds, generating more than 10 kilowatts in ideal conditions. To complement this, we have a solar panel systems. Fixed panels on the hood and trunk alongside extendable panels on the roof in almost double the active surface area, increasing the energy production from 4.6 kilowatts to 10.5 kilowatts, while maintaining structural practicality.
Finally, we have the regenerative braking system. During braking, the motor switches to generator mode, converting kinetic energy into electrical energy. In stop and go traffic, this can generate up to 3 times more energy than in normal traffic conditions, contributing to up to 50% of the total energy production.
Here is an overview of the various features of Tribrid EV, including the monocrystalline solar panels, batteries, and the BLDC generator. Here is a comparison between traditional EVs and Tribrid EV. As you can see, there is a huge cost difference between traditional EVs and Tribrid EV, while there being not much difference in their ranges. Here are the various advantages and disadvantages of Tribrid EV. It improves range, reduces dependence on external charging, and is extremely cost effective. On the other hand, it is an emerging technology having complex design and quite some maintenance costs, due to which it is a new age solution. In conclusion, Tribrid EV is not just an electric car, it's a future towards a more, it's a step towards a more sustainable, greener and cleaner future. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, cost is 35.57 lakhs.
We showed it in the slide.
Yeah. 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 So, to ensure that it's available to common people, we'll be doing a type of partnership with the government. It's called a PPP partnership.
Public-private partnership.
So you can continue.
Okay, so,
PPPs. Public-private partnership.
The government gives us contracts So basically, the government gives us contracts and money, and the government then distributes these cars to the most like polluted cities or wherever they want, and we produce the amount the government wants, and that
In exchange for the money.
yeah, and the contract.
Yeah, so Delhi, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Bihar, UP, etc.
That will up to the government के ऊपर होगा, like उनको कहाँ पे
AQI.
deploy करना है.
That will depend upon the like the requirement by the government. Yeah, extremely scalable and outside India also.
But linking it again to a solar panel, right? And sir, also you mentioned that in your braking system, sir, you tell kinetic energy into electric energy, which generates 3 times more power, right? Sir, it is again sir a problem that sir it itself contradicts your car that sir a risk of broken in your blockage of your BLDC and solar power linking due to the 3F power generated by kinetic energy to electrical energy.
I didn't. We did not
Summarize
understand
your question like in one sentence.
By rotating a BLDC framework runs by rotating magnets which we have linked to solar panels, right? Sir, and you again sir quoted in your also that sir your vehicle system is converts kinetic energy into electrical energy, which generates 3 times more power. Sir, this increases the risk of breakage of BLDC framework, BLDC generator due to 3 times energy. And sir, again sir, as it is linked to solar panels, sir, it is again very high risk of breaking solar panels.
Yeah, so what I understood is that our systems would break. Yeah, is that your question? Is that your question कि हमारे systems टूट जाएंगे? यही है ना? हाँ. Firstly, BLDC is a type of generator, not a battery, and all the voltage goes into a battery. Secondly, monocrystalline panels would be coated with a silicon gel, which would be well protected in all types of weather conditions, and we'll be using a special type of battery, lithium-ion battery, which has 6 to 12 inputs. So there will be no chance of like a short circuit or a high energy going into the battery. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Then ready करना.
안녕하세요. 영어입니다. Привет.
Namaste. Shubh Dinam.
Guten Morgen. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Good morning, respected teachers and judges. We are the students of Amity International School, Noida, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to present our project for Virons and NLP. I am Amar, and these are my teammates Divyansh, Madhav, and Sarthak.
Our project, ACOVAC, was born from a critical observation. We have seen while there were many initiatives taken for large water bodies like oceans and seas, small water bodies like rivers, lakes, and urban waterways were being neglected, due to which plastic waste was getting accumulated as well as chemical runoff was increasing.
The problem is both visible and invisible, as plastics make about 85% of all marine litter, suffocating aquatic life. And hidden pollutants such as nitrates from fertilizers toxify water long before it looks dirty. Manual cleaning is too slow and dangerous for workers unable to protect our environment from these threats.
To develop this, we developed AquaVac. Aquavac is a semi-autonomous self-propelled system that merges environmental science with machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Our project Aquavac is a powerhouse of integration. It includes computer vision and LiDAR based system mapping and also includes ultrasonic sensors which prevents and identifies the trash collection patterns as well as prevents any obstacle or wildlife. So it is not just a vacuum, it's a smart vessel that understands its surroundings.
The system is also a mobile laboratory. It incorporates an array of IoT-enabled sensors which measure pH, temperature, and turbidity in real time. The data is uploaded to a cloud dashboard where the users can see the health report of the water body. Furthermore, the solar-powered operation provides for 16 to 18 hours of continuous propulsion. Efficiency is enhanced by the automated docking system. The onboard GPS guides the hydrovac back to its docking station when the battery levels drop or the trash compartment is filled, where it gets reset and revamped for its next journey.
Beyond trash collection, our project also includes a smart water purification system. It includes various differential chamber. The water comes through the inlet chamber where it passes through microbuilt filter, chemical filters, and ultrasonic filter, which prevents any pathogens, suspended solids present inside the water to make the water polluted. So, it also includes an array of sensors which constantly monitor the pH, turbidity, and temperature of the sensor water, including only clean, good water comes out from the outlet chamber. So
We would like to show the video of our prototype. The conveyor in front and the propulsion motors in the back, and it is able to float with the help of PVC pipes, and the whole circuit is embedded into the PVC pipes, which are waterproofed by clay.
Through Aquavac One, we offer a scalable, data-driven solution to restore our water bodies to their original state. We believe integrating AI into environmental conservation will lead to a safer and cleaner future for all. We would like to express our deepest gratitude towards our Honorable Chairperson Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan Ma'am, and our respected founder Sir, Dr. Mr. Ashok Chauhan Sir, for their visionary leadership and guidance. We would like to thank our mentors and organizers of Virons NLP, our Director Principal Ma'am, and Amity Educational Resource Center for giving us a platform where we can bring our innovation to life. We would a very special mention goes to our mentor teacher, Miss Sonali Jain Ma'am, whose hardworking and inspiring mindset allowed us to do a lot more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And open to cross section.
Sir, efficiency as in please specify. Sir, in what terms?
It has a capacity of 20 liters, which includes physical as well as liquid trash.
Do you have any sensor-based monitoring?
We have IR sensors and ultrasonic sensors as well as radar sensors, which can detect the trash and collect it using the conveyor.
Okay, after collecting the trash, where will you dispose it?
It has a collection bin, and when the collection bin is filled, it goes back to its docking station where the trash gets emptied and sent to landfills. To the land. To the land.
To the landfills.
The question is that the plastic is going to the landfill. So I don't know how are you solving a problem like this? It's like taking the ocean trash and putting it into land. So how are you like doing something? It is collecting it.
So basically, the ocean trash which is present, it also contaminates the ocean water, leading to various microorganisms as well as aquatic life getting destroyed. So by collecting the trash and transporting it into the landmines, we can basically prevent these aquatic life in order to prevent these aquatic lives from getting destroyed. Also, it prevents any, I think, pollution of ocean water.
Sir.
So firstly you said pollution of water. So you said in an ocean. So firstly the water is saline.
So and India may there's like nothing major that you can remove the salt from any water body.
Actually, I just want to correct my statement. Actually, we were in our presentation, we clearly stated small water bodies, which included rivers, lakes, urban waterways. So these are not saline. So some aquatic life must.
Sir, herein again, sir, you have understood to failed our project, sir. Very basic point was conveyed by us that, sir, we have to clean the water in small water bodies, and we don't have to, sir. Sir, our very basic project was to clean the water from small water bodies by collecting their trash and cleaning the water. And sir, then it will be going to landmines, and then, sir, it will be decomposed, and be, sir, after that, it will be cleared there. Sir, the very basic project was, again, sir, I am repeating, the very basic project was to clean the contaminated water.
बायो आप डिग्रेड लाइक बायो आप सॉइल में मिलाओगे प्लास्टिक को आपने अभी बोला आप डिकम्पोज करोगे प्लास्टिक
Sir, decomposition as in, sir, the cleaning of the trash, sir, not actually decomposition, it is just a code, sir.
It is also not.
and prepare the land that you will take dumping the
What I want to say is that if I'm correct, the basic motive of your project is to remove the waste from the ocean and to make oceans cleaner, right?
Not ocean, small water bodies.
Water bodies. Basically, in my speech, I clearly stated that there were many innovative initiatives that were already taken for large water bodies, which were obviously made by big organizations like government and other private companies. So they have a lot more better funds as well as technology, which would prevent the overall instrument from getting destroyed because of the saline water.
Ma'am, for example, sir, if you look at the United Nations Convention, Land on Sea, ma'am, it is already quoted, sir, that there are many frameworks. For example, if you take UNGA Resolution 5666, it is already, there are already many frameworks for bigger ocean like seas and oceans.
There are already existing yeah, why would anyone implement your solution?
The water in the ocean.
Yeah, continue, correct? Yeah. For example, if these frameworks take out the solution, okay, similar to that miniature model in playwright language, ठीक है, for this small water body, तो लोग तो वो prefer करेंगे ना, आपको भी
Sir, again, sir, there are three points needed to be considered. Sir, firstly, the cost effectivity. Ma'am, there are 3 points needed to be considered. Firstly, the frameworks does not implement on the grassroots levels of the economy. For example, in very small rural areas or village towns. Secondly, ma'am, the cost effectivity of the project. And thirdly, ma'am, the implementation authority and the checking of the project in a very smaller scale rather than focusing on land, ocean or sea.
The next presentation in order is of the Philippines. If you are online, could you please switch on your cameras?
Team Philippines, am I audible to you? You can start your presentation now.
First of all, may I ask if I am audible?
Yes, you are audible.
To,
You can start.
audible? Okay. We actually sent a video. I think we have sent a video recording representation yesterday to Miss Jyoti Aurora from through our Director for Internationalization, Mr. Orlando Vinculado. Though, if it's more preferable to do a live presentation, we have our presentations ready as well. With you. Sige. Let me bring up. Okay, so to further clarify, I think I'll just play the video of our presentation, and afterwards, after the video has been played, our students will be open for questions regarding their project. So please give me a moment.
The project video will be played. You need to watch the video. After that, question will come.
Yeah. I don't know, it was it's not completely.
This, its potential as an alternative material for oil docking sheets has not been widely explored. Now that leads us to our main next question.
Hello.
Can corn silk be
Your
used to
video
prepare
is not visible.
oil docking sheet for absorbing facial sebum? This question serves as the foundation of our study, as it determines whether corn silk can function as a sustainable alternative to commercial blotting sheets. This slide represents the general and specific objectives of our study. Our general objective is to explore the potential of corn silk or Zea mays L as an alternative material to polypropylene in oil blotting sheets for absorbing facial sebum. Specifically, we aim to measure the amount of sebum absorbed by the corn silk blotting sheets. We also aim to describe the extent of visible sebum saturation of the sheets after use. And lastly, we aim to compare the performance of corn silk and polypropylene blotting sheets in terms of both oil absorption and
Sorry to
saturation.
disturb you, but your PPT is not visible.
For research design, we used a two-group experimental approach. The first group
Not video, not PPT, nothing is visible to us.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me try to fix the screen share. Ito. Are you able to see? Visible? Okay. I apologize for that technical error.
No issue. Now it's
Maybe play it one more time. See, do inform me if ever there are problems with the presentation so that I may fix it right away.
Sure.
Again, I apologize and thank you so much for waiting.
we are Mara,
And Priyan Lawrence A. Peñalosa.
students from the Leyte Normal University, Philippines. Today, we will be presenting our research entitled Absorptive Potential of Corn Silk James L. as Facial Sebum Blotting Sheets. Our study focuses on developing a sustainable alternative to commonly used oil blotting sheets by utilizing an agricultural byproduct. I am Renly Ann B. Palomares, a grade 9 student, and this is my partner,
Priyan Lawrence A. Peñalosa, a grade 10 student.
We will begin with the introduction, where we discuss the background of the study, the problem, and our objectives. Next, we'll present the methodology, which will be followed by the results and discussions. And then finally, we will present our conclusions and recommendations based on the findings of our research.
Many people, especially adolescents and young adults, experience issues with oily skin, which can lead to discomfort and skin concerns like clogged pores. To manage this, oil blotting sheets are commonly used because they provide a quick and convenient way to remove excess oil from the skin. However, most of these blotting sheets are made from materials that are non-biodegradable, contributing to environmental waste due to the fact that they are single-use product. At the same time, corn silk is an agricultural byproduct that is usually discarded after harvesting. Despite this, its potential as an alternative material for oil blotting sheets has not been widely explored. Now that leads us to our main research question. Can corn silk be used to prepare an oil blotting sheet for absorbing facial sebum? This question serves as the foundation of our study, as it determines whether corn silk can function as a sustainable alternative to commercial blotting sheets. This slide represents the general and specific objectives of our study. Our general objective is to explore the potential of corn silk, or ZMAs-L, as an alternative material to polypropylene in oil blotting sheets for absorbing facial sebum. Specifically, we aim to measure the amount of sebum absorbed by the corn silk blotting sheets. We also aim to describe the extent of visible sebum saturation of the sheets after use. And lastly, we aim to compare the performance of corn silk and polypropylene blotting sheets in terms of both oil absorption and saturation.
For our research design, we used a two-group experimental approach. The first group, our experimental group, consisted of corn silk blotting sheets that we fabricated. The second group, the control group, consisted of commercially available polypropylene blotting sheets. The main factor we tested in this study was the type of material used, specifically comparing corn silk and polypropylene in terms of their performance in both sebum absorption and this extent of saturation. Here is a diagram of our experimental design variables involved in the experiment. The independent variable is the type of material used, specifically corn silk blotting sheets and polypropylene-based blotting sheets. The dependent variables are the performance outcomes, which include sebum absorption and the extent of saturation. These variables were measured to determine how each material performs under the same testing conditions. For the materials used in the study, corn silk was collected from fresh corn obtained from a local market in Tacloban City, Philippines. The corn silk was manually separated from the corn and carefully prepared prior to processing to ensure that it was free of dirt and other contaminations.
This slide shows the overall methodology of our study. It shows the step-by-step process we followed, starting from the preparation of corn silk, followed by pulping and sheet formation, and then the preparation of both corn silk and commercial samples. After that, we conducted the testing phase, which included oil absorption and saturation observation. Finally, all collected data were organized and analyzed to compare the performance of both materials. Here is the documentation of the process we followed in producing the corn silk blotting sheets. These images show the actual step-by-step process we conducted in transforming corn silk into usable blotting sheets for testing. The corn silk blotting paper had uniform dimensions of 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. It had a thickness of about 0.5 millimeters, which shows that it is a thin material. In comparison, the commercial blotting sheet was slightly thinner at 0.04 millimeters.
As seen on the screen, these are pictures of the thickness of our corn silk and the polypropylene sheets. The corn silk blotting sheets were pale cream in color and had a smooth texture. Opacity-wise, the sheets were translucent. To find out how much oil the sheets absorbed, we first weighed them. Next, we put the commercial sheet on the left side of the face and our corn silk sheet on the right side. We pressed them on the nose for 1 minute and then on the forehead for another minute. Finally, we weighed the sheets again to see exactly how much oil was absorbed. We repeated these steps for all of our trials to make sure all the results were fair.
These slides show the conduct of the experiment. The table shows the results from our trials comparing the corn silk blotting sheets to the commercial ones. To find the amount of oil absorbed, which we labeled as delta M, we subtracted the weight of the clean sheets from the weight of the sheets after it was used on the face. The results show comparable amounts of oil absorbed for both types of blotting sheets. This confirms that corn silk functions as a working absorbent and serves as an alternative for managing facial oil. This represents the comparative sebum saturation results of corn silk and polypropylene blotting papers across multiple trials, using a semantic scale to evaluate the extent of oil absorption.
This table shows the statistical comparison between the corn silk sheets and the commercial sheets using a t-test. Based on the p-value of the number is higher than 0.05, the result is considered not significant. This means that while there is a small difference in weights that we measured, the difference is not large enough to say that one sheet is definitely better than the other in a major way. This proves that our corn silk blotting sheets perform at a level comparable to the commercial ones. To put it simply, the corn silk works just as well for absorbing facial oil. This represents the result of the normality test and the independent sample t-test. Since the data is not normally distributed, we had to use a non-parametric test.
This concludes that corn silk blotting sheets may serve as a variable alternative to commercial polypropylene sheets for absorbing facial sebum.
This presents our key recommendations to enhance the study's reliability, including increasing the sample size, improving the corn silk blotting sheet production process, and expanding laboratory-based testing such as for in vitro oil absorption.
Lastly, these are the listed references for the study.
And that concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We are now ready to answer questions.
The presentation was well presented. Any questions from your side? No query. Thank you so much. Do you have any other project also? There are 2 projects, I think.
All right, in that case, if there are no questions, we're proceeding to the next presentation. I'll be sharing the pre-recorded presentation of our second study.
Sure, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be presenting our study, which is all about the potential of carbon-activated calamansi charcoal wood char as an alternative dishwashing paste. I am Sidantonio Lizarde, a grade 10 student, and I am accompanied by my research partner.
I am Nathaniel Cal, GE CISO, also a grade 10 student.
We are both students from Layton Normal University Integrated Laboratory School in Tacloban City, Philippines. Before we present our study, here's a table of contents to show you all the flow of our presentation. In the introduction, we will discuss the purpose of the study and the problem. Next, we will discuss the methods we use before and during our experiments, which will be followed up by the results and discussion. Lastly, we will discuss about the conclusion and recommendations for our study. The use of dishwashing paste for cleaning dirty cookware is common in households as it is effective due to having surfactants. These same chemicals, however, can cause harm to the environment and may pose dangers to life in water due to it being very, very toxic and hazardous. This research is all about making an alternative paste that uses natural ingredients. We chose the calamansi because its potential for cleaning is understudied and the citrus fruit is commonly harvested in Southeast Asian regions. We paired it up with charcoal powder as it is abrasive and can absorb toxins, dirt, odors, and bacteria.
Now, let us talk about the objectives of the study. How effective is the mixture of calamansi juice and charcoal powder in removing residue of the cookware? We will answer these questions by comparing the mixture to the commercial dishwashing paste. We will complete these objectives by comparing if there's a difference between using the calamansi charcoal mixture and the commercial dishwashing paste on the cleanliness of the charred bottom of the cookware. Now, let us talk about the methods.
The calamansi was bought from a local market in downtown Tacloban City, Philippines. We bought enough calamansi to extract 500 ml of its juice. The juice was then strained using a mesh strainer to remove solid debris like seeds and pulps. The charcoal was also obtained from public markets in Tacloban City. The charcoal was crushed into fine powder using a mortar and pestle, and we sifted it to remove large particles. The large particles is then crushed further and will be mixed in with the fine crushed charcoal powder. The diagram shows the process of how we made the mixture. The materials were already prepared and measured beforehand. Before we had the exact measurements, we used three mixtures of ratios of 1:1, 1:2, and 1:4. After we used those three mixtures, we found out that the ratio of 1:4 achieved the most paste-like consistency. After we have the exact measurements, we mix those two components into a glass 250 ml glass beaker using a glass rod. The picture shows the actual process of how we made the mixture.
Here is a diagram that shows the procedure of how we handle the old pots for cleaning. The pictures show the state the pots are in prior to cleaning. As you can see, both the surface of the pots and the white microfiber cloth we wiped on the surfaces were dirty. For the visual cleanliness of the surface of the clean pots, we randomly selected respondents to rate the cleanliness of the surface of both cookware using the scale shown on the screen, with 1 being the cleanest and 5 being the dirtiest.
For the cleanliness of the microfiber cloth wiped on the pot surfaces, we approached a different set of respondents to rate the cleanliness of the microfiber cloths wiped on both sides of the surfaces. Here's the scale used, with 1 being the cleanest and 5 being the dirtiest. Why did we need unique respondents instead of the same participants to rate the cleanliness of the pots before and after washing? To ensure conclusive results, surveys were conducted among 40 unique respondents, as we needed different subjective answers from different perspectives.
These tests were used to determine whether we would be using parametric or non-parametric tests.
To determine whether we will use parametric or non-parametric tests, we tested for assumption of normality and distribution. We used the Shapiro-Wilk test to determine the normality of the data. Looking at the W values in this table, the data in all four conditions had W values less than 1, indicating that the data is not normal. This is further supported by their P values, which were less than 0.05. We used the Lynch test to check for the distribution of data. If P value or probability is less than 0.05, then the groups have unequal variance of data. But if P were to be greater than 0.05, then the data is normally distributed for each group. This result, along with the normality test earlier, indicate that we must use ordinal or non-parametric tests.
We will now discuss the results from the tables.
Before washing, we handed out surveys to see what would be the perceived cleanliness of the surfaces of both pots before washing. Both pots had comparable visual surface cleanliness levels. However, the left side pot surface, which will be washed with a commercial dishwashing paste later on, had an average score of 3.65, while the right side pot surface, which will be washed by the calamansi charcoal mixture, had an average score of 3.95, which means that the right surfaces were dirtier than the left side dirty surfaces.
Here are the images to show the dirt on the surface of the pots and the microfiber cloths used to wipe both surfaces of the pots. After washing, both tests pointed to the calamansi charcoal mixture being more effective than the commercialized dishwashing paste in terms of removing residue of the cookware. The images shown are the surfaces of both pots after being washed, with the left side pot surface washed with the commercialized dishwashing paste, while the other side was washed with the calamansi charcoal mixture. The table shows the results from the surveys that were answered by the respondents. The ratings are consistent as before washing. The right side surfaces were rated dirtier than the left side surfaces. After washing, the right side surfaces were rated cleaner than the left side surfaces.
This table further backs up the results. Here is a documentation of respondents answering the survey. In the tables that show the results for the microfiber cloth test, statistics says that there is only a small difference between the commercialized dishwashing paste and then the calamansi charcoal paste, but the results still points to the calamansi charcoal paste offering better results than the commercialized dishwashing paste.
Based on the previous tables shown, the comparison between the two is minor, but it still points to the calamansi charcoal mixture being better than the commercial dishwashing paste. Here is the table for the Mann-Whitney U test. You can see how much is the difference between the two pastes in terms of cleaning the cookware. Although the last group's difference is negligible, it is still pointed towards the calamansi charcoal mixture. Therefore, we can conclude that the calamansi charcoal mixture does indeed have a high potential to being an alternative to commercial dishwashing paste. Further, here are the recommendations according to the results of our study. Here are the references to our study. Thank you and good afternoon.
We are both ready to answer questions.
Thank you, Philippines. Against the second project was also very awesome. Any cross question for that? Do you have any questions? No. Thank you so much. Now, Team Croatia, if you are online, just switch on your cameras. Next team, Team Croatia. If you are online, please switch on your camera.
Yeah, we are ready.
Then you can start your presentation.
Yes. नमस्ते मेरा नाम इगी है मैं क्रोएशिया से हूँ मैं
You are
वारस
audible
दिमेरा
also and the presentation is visible. Please start.
नमस्ते मेरा नाम इगी है मैं क्रोएशिया से हूँ मैं वारस दिमेरा कहता हूँ
Hi everyone, I'm Kaya and we are from Croatia, and now today we are going to tell you about our research on BioKill and how it impacts the development of mosquitoes and the lasting consequences of chemical micropollutions.
और आज मैं आपको हमारे प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में कुछ बताऊंगा Thanks, no problem.
So we are going to be researching about the imidacloprid. It's a synthetic insecticide used to protect crops from harmful insects. It belongs to the group of and affects the nervous system of insects, causing paralysis and death. It's absorbed by plants and makes them toxic. And then when the insect eats it, it dies. And since we are talking about mosquitoes, we researched how it impacts their life. So we first started by purifying the water from the river using a filter paper, and we were using the water from our river near our town called Drava. We separated the samples into 2 containers, so we would have 2 of them. We prepared them by separating into test tubes using SE. There were vacuum pumps, and they go through fine filters. We prepared the imidacloprid for our later research. Then we prepared the machine for the methodology using a computer. So we adjusted it so it would give us results for our research. And then when we got back to school, we separated mosquitoes into 6 different containers and added different concentrations of the pesticide. And then we observed how mosquitoes were affected by the different concentrations. Now, something about the mosquitoes. They're from family of Culidae and they're a part of the order Dipetra. Body is narrow and elonged with long legs and thin proboscis. They're used for feeding. Found all over the world except in extremely cold regions such as Antarctica, and there is more than 3,000 species of mosquitoes. Now about the body structure. Since we are talking about them, we should know something about their body. There's 3 parts of the mosquito body. First is the head. They have large compound eyes, which is for good vision. Antenna, they detect smells and carbon dioxide. And proboscis, used for piercing skin and sucking fluids. An interesting fact is that only females actually drink human blood and the males don't. Then we have thorax, wings, and 3 pair of legs. Legs help with stable landing, and wings are thin and transparent, and they create the buzzing sound that you hear from the mosquitoes. And then we have the abdomen. It contains the digestive system and the reproductive system. This was about the adult mosquito. So now let's say something about how they get to that stage. First stage is the eggs, and females lay eggs in mostly moist spaces, and they can be a single, like laid single, or in clumps, and it lasts 2 to 3 days for them to lay. Then we have larvae. They live inside the water, and they develop in about 4 to 10 days. And still don't fly or anything like that. The next stage is pupa. They live in water and they develop legs, wings, and everything within like 2 to 3 days. After that, there are adult mosquitoes, and they actually first need to dry off because their wings are wet and they cannot fly if they're wet. And they then they fly away, and the whole life cycle lasts about 7 to 10 days in hot climate, and when it's over 20 degrees Celsius, it can happen in 2 days.
Okay, now let's see. Why did we choose this project? So we wanted to find out what chemicals we can find in our local river Drava, which is located in North Croatia, near our city Varaždin. We also wanted to find out how animals react to the presence of imidacloprid in the river, in the water. Well, the one thing we also wanted to find out is how does it affect the different animals' life cycles in the river. Okay, here's some field work. First, we wanted to find an area which was suitable for mosquitoes, which was with the Drava was perfect for that. We used nets and tweezers to capture live living organisms in the river, primarily mosquitoes, eggs, and larvae. Here's the map. You can see where the Drava river is located. Okay, let's talk about some water samples. So we went to the river and we analyzed like the pH of the water, and we found out that the pH was around 6, which is pretty acidic, but it's pretty normal for our river. We also found out that there's sulfate in the river, which was 1 milligram per liter, which was also like not that good, but it's okay for the living organisms. Here you can see our bottles where we kept the mosquitoes. Okay, here's some observation. So we put 10 larvae in each jar. We've made 5 jars, and 1 is for control. Okay, the volume was 2 liters, and we also provided them oxygen supply so we can recreate their natural habitat. Okay, in the first jar, we put 0.0125 ppm, which made the mosquitoes last around 3 days. In the second jar, it was around 0.0225 ppm, which made them last about 2 days, which is good. The third jar, we put 0.05 ppm, which made them last around 1 day. And in the fourth jar, we put 0.075 ppm, which made them also last around 1 day. In the fifth jar, we can see that we put 0.010 ppm, which made them last like a lot less, which was 5 hours. And in the sixth jar, which had no chemicals in it, with just controlled water, they lasted around 5 days, and they managed to grow into the adult stage. Okay, in conclusion, we figured out that mosquitoes can survive in lower concentrations of imidacloprid, but if the concentrations get too high, they will die. And yeah, mosquito larvae last less in the higher concentrations. Here's some literature. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching our presentation, and we collaborated with the local college in our town. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for us?
Thank you, Team Croatia. It was also one of the awesome projects that we had. Any cross question from the teams? No questions. Thank you. You can present
Thank you.
the next. You can now present the next project.
Greetings to the delegates.
Can you see us?
Can you see us?
Yeah, you are audible also, and the project is visible also.
Okay. Greetings to the delegates and everyone present at your at IRON's conference. My name is Tamara.
My name is Leni.
And we are students from Croatia, from Prva Privatna Gimnazija Varaždin, and we are very happy to introduce you to our year's theme. That's specifically about two of the most famous utilized cricket spices that you probably heard of, and those are Aheta domesticus and Gryllus campestris. Oops, I'm sorry. So for the beginning, we have Aheta domesticus. That's also called house cricket. You can recognize him by its famous brown color, yellowish brown color with darker bands on the head. It has long hind legs adapted for jumping and well-developed wings. It's commonly found in human environments such as houses or warehouses. Also, it originally came from Western Asia, but today you can find it everywhere. Also, now we have Gryllus campestris, that's called field cricket. As you can see by the picture, it's mostly dark brown to black color, and it lives in natural habitats such as meadows, and it's mostly active during the day and evening, and it's known for its chirping. And you can find it everywhere in the Europe. That will be for the Gryllus and Aheta. Now, the good question is where we took our inspiration for this research. Well, we took it from one research that was made in Albania, but we wanted to upgrade our research, and we didn't want just to, take the Gryllus campestris. We also wanted to explore Aheta domesticus because it's really interesting, and we didn't want to make the same project. So yeah, that's where we took our inspiration.
Now, focusing on the morphological characteristics, we can see that both of our species are really similar to their organs. By looking at the cricket's body, you can see that it is divided in segments. So as you can see on the left picture, we can see that the body is divided into the head, thorax, and abdomen.
So the head has compound eyes that are really important for the cricket because it is important for their vision. And they also have antennas, which is the main source of their touch sense. The thorax also has legs, and so does the abdomen. And the main thing that is really important about the abdomen is the organ that is called paraproct, and it helps us determine if the cricket is female or male. Even though the morphological characteristics on our crickets are similar, crickets are not so similar by their physical characteristics. As you can see, the cricket on the left side is a field cricket, and it is common in black and dark brown color, while the cricket on the right side is a home cricket, house cricket, and it is usually much lighter and smaller than the field cricket.
So we also did physical field work. Our research was kind of hard, and we did it for a very long time, for a couple of months. We actually done 2 locations. First location is on the right side, and as you can see, it's specifically for Aheta domesticus, and all species that we found there was Aheta domesticus, and on the left side we found Gryllus campestris. So basically, that's a good question on how we did it. So firstly, we needed to find holes of the Aheta domesticus and Gryllus campestris, and then we needed to take out those species and put it in ethanol for future observation. And then we put plaster in those holes, and after a few days we took that plaster out, and that was for future observation. And then we took, as you can see, there is a triangle, those like little white things, that's a plaster that was dug straight in the hole. Also, we took like a measurement that measured warmth, pH, and also moisture. And everything was low except moisture, that was medium. So yeah, that will be for the field work.
Here, as my school colleague said, here are the plaster holes from those 2 different locations. On the left side, you can see cricket holes that are from the field cricket. And on the left side, on the right side, we have the plaster holes that are from the cricket, also known as Aheta domesticus. And here you can mainly see like the differences between them. They're definitely not the same. We can see some differences, but I will explain them in the next slide. Here are the exact measurements of the cricket burrows. Also on the left side, we have the holes from the Aheta domesticus. So we can see that the optimal length is around 5 centimeters and width around 3. And the information on the right side is the holes from the Gryllus campestris, so the field cricket, and we can see that they are a little bit larger. So we can see that by the length, it says that is 16 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and we have a small one that is 2. And also we can see the differences here, but the comparison will be also in the next slide. We compared our samples to the research work that was made in Albania. So we have similarities and differences. The cricket holes from Albania are mostly longer and thinner, and they are also tilted at a certain angle. And cricket holes from Croatia are usually wider and shorter, and they also have a funnel-like shape so that they can be easier for the crickets to enter. As I said, we can see here that the holes from the field cricket are a little bit larger and they are also tilted, but the holes from the cricket Aheta domesticus are more narrow and also wider from the cricket holes from Albania. So that is the difference. And to conclude everything, the cricket population in Croatia is stable compared to the research work by Hochkirch made at 2007, and that research work is made in Germany. By that, we can tell that the German population of crickets isn't as stable as it is in Croatia. And as I said on the last slide, the difference between Albanian and Croatian samples are that the Albanian samples are usually more inclined, so that they are tilted at a certain angle in comparison of our samples. And even though that our two species are different, so the Gryllus campestris is bigger and the Aheta domesticus is smaller, it doesn't matter. So the size doesn't make a difference because the smaller crickets make bigger holes, and in our situation, field crickets that are bigger make smaller holes.
Now we have literature for the end. So yeah, you can see where we took all our information. Thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure showing our work to you. Do you have any questions? Okay, we'll take that.
Any questions further? No questions. Then next is Team Russia. You can present your project. Thank you, Team Russia.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zhenya, and this is my partner, Trofim. Together, we are presenting our project called Eco-Routing in Magnitogorsk. So, look, this is an ordinary balloon. Now watch. So here is my question. How many of these balloons filled with pure CO2 in one short car trip? Take a guess. Just 10, 20, 50 maybe. How many? 50. Okay. 15. Nice. Okay, 20, 25. So I think we will come back to this at the end.
Why do we even care about car trips? Because the transport is the biggest air pollution in our city. Cars produce almost 80% of our greenhouse gases from transport. Those gases make people sick, asthma, bronchitis. In 2026, Russia started new rules for green transport. In 2024, trams carried over 20 million passengers, and this year, electric buses are arriving. So we decided to compare car, tram, and walking.
So next slide, please. So we bought the experiment. Trofim went from home to English school. He took tram plus walking, and he also walked the whole way. I went from home to English school. I tried a regular route and an eco route suggested by Google Maps. Let's look at the eco route. It took 1 minute longer, 9 minutes instead of 8. But Google Maps says 17% of fuel savings. That's interesting, right?
To compare, we calculated CO2 emissions grams. For a car, we use a simple formula. Distance multiply fuel per kilometer multiply 2,300. 2,300 is how much CO2 comes from 1 liter of petrol. For tram, we use 25 grams per kilometer. That includes electricity production. Walking equals 0. Look at this bar chart. The regular car emits 570 grams. The tram emits only 130 grams. Even though the tram went farther, that is 4.5 times less. And the eco route alone saved 55 grams. Just by choosing a slightly different path in Google Maps.
So now remember our balloon question. Let me answer it. 1 gram of CO2 gas takes up about half a liter of space. A typical party balloon holds 10 liters when inflated. So for 570 grams of CO2 from that one car trip, we have 570 times 0.5 equals 2,085 liters, which is 28.5. So that is almost 30 balloons. And this one balloon is 1/30th of what one short car trip puts into the air. So when someone drives that route, they fill 30 of this. But the tram, only 6.5 balloons. Walking, 0, of course.
We also asked 66 people in our city. Here is what we learned. 77% travel every day or several times a day. 62% use a private car or taxi. 80% did not know the Google Maps has eco route option. Only 3% use it. But when we explain it, 50% said they would choose even if it takes 2 minutes longer. 70% believe that if everyone used eco route option, the air in the world get cleaner. The problem is not laziness, it is lack of information.
So here is what we learned. First, your choice of transport changes your carbon footprint by hundreds of grams per trip. Second, Google Maps eco-routes really work. 17% fuel savings, 55 grams less CO2. Third, trams in Magnitogorsk are a really green hero, 4.5 times cleaner than a car. Fourth, a tiny time sacrifice, 1-2 minutes, gives a huge environmental gain. And fifth, most people don't know about eco-routes, but they are ready to use them. So we invite everyone to first turn on eco-routes in Google Maps settings. Second, for short trips, take tram and walking. And third, tell your friends. One tap can save 30 balloons of CO2.
Thank you for listening. Together, we can make the air in the world cleaner.
One balloon at a time. It's yours. No. Do you have any questions? Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, all the teams participating in the Virons and presenting the awesome projects on each topics. Now you may leave. Thank you. Thanks to Team Eurasia and Team Philippines also for presenting the project. You may leave the room.